Happy Homebrew Wednesday. I got you in a different spot this week because my phone's about to die. I apologize. I'm a little under the weather, if you know what that means. But I've had a lot of fun tonight. So I can't show you what my new gift was, but I got a new keg. I got a new. Actually, it was for more beer. It's a pin lock keg converted to a ball lock keg. So what I did tonight is I racked the cream ale into that keg, and I have that carved up. And you may think, wow, that's really fast. You brewed that like a week and a half ago, and it is fast, but I really wanted it on tap. So I'm looking at my brew log, so if I'm looking down. So I brewed it on 116, put it to secondary in 123, and I let it sit in secondary for a day. And it was so cloudy, even after a day of secondary, after the primary. I mean, you couldn't see through it. It looked like blue moon. And I started to get worried that there was an infection. It tasted like clove. I was reading on the forums, and everyone said, oh, the beer's infected. So I did put it in the secondary, and, it didn't do anything. So after a day, I put it in a cold crash, January 24th, at 35 degrees. And I let that sit for a day. Nothing was dropping out. So what I did is I tried gelatin, because my plan was, because I thought it was infected, I was going to put gelatin in it, clear it as much as possible, and then drink it as fast as possible before it took over. So I put the gelatin in. I would say today is 27th. I put it in like a day. I mean, I really sound impatient, and I was on this beer. So it was cold crashing. It was actually below, I think it was at 32 or 31. It was cold crashing with gelatin. And it went from extremely cloudy, blue moon, to clear. And I'll show you a little bit after this. So let me give you the specs on that. It was original gravity was 1056, final gravity 1010, and it ended up to be about 6% alcohol. And then I Have a Dream Porter. That is still in primary. I'm going to let that sit for probably another week, so it'll be about 2 weeks in primary. And that's still at, original gravity was 1064, and I took a gravity reading at 124, or I took a refractometer reading. It was at 8.7 bricks, and then I did a calculator to what gravity. It was 1.016. And I don't think it's going to drop much farther. It might be 1.014. So that's probably going to be about 6.3%. And when I sampled that, it's tasting really good. But, I mean, it's so green. It tasted like alcohol, some yeast, and all that. So, I mean, letting it sit another week, it's going to help condition. And then my plan is to do vanilla, and I'm thinking about doing coffee. So, a vanilla coffee porter. But there'll be more updates on that. What else? So yeah, I got that keg. Going down to the cities this weekend, and I'm going to possibly buy another keg. So that'll be 3, and that'll be probably enough for now. I'm psyched about it. Just in tasting the cream ale that I bottled and tasting this cream ale, they tasted about the same in the fermenters, and now, just with carving in the keg and carving the bottles, it's just completely different. So I'm excited about that. And down there, I talked to Josh. We're hoping to meet up at a tap room somewhere. It's going to be a busy weekend for me, so I don't know how that's going to work, but we're hoping to meet up. He's got a couple beers for me. I'm going to give him one of the porters that I have bottled already. And maybe I'll try to bottle one of these cream ales. I don't think it's going to work. Maybe I'll pour some into a growler and he can try some on the parking lot. I don't know. What else do I have? Trying to make this longer because it's going to be shorter, but I really think that's about it. Next week, this weekend, going on the cities, and I'm going to brew an IPA. So I'm going to show you as much of that as I can. So I do have some footage of racking the cream ale and then kegging it, how I keg it. And then I'll come back and I'll do a quick taste test, and that'll be it. All right, so here's the cream ale being racked. Uh, I'll probably explain this. I'm recording this all backwards, but I'll probably explain this. This cream ale I thought was infected. I mean, it was hazy, a lot of particles. And then I cold crashed it and put some gelatin in it, and it's it's pretty dark color, but as you can see, it's just crystal clear. So I'll get this racked off, and then I'll show you how I carb, how I've been doing it the last 2 kegs I've done. So here's how I do this. So I drink beer quick. Throw the CO2 on it to about 30-35 psi, and then I just shake it like this for about 5.5-6 minutes, and then you bleed the pressure and dry it off. There's gonna be some beer out of it. I have the timer right there going. Do this, bleed the pressure, and then you have carbonated beer. It won't be so clear right away, but I like doing this so I can drink it right away. All right, so here's the cream ale. You saw the way that I shook it, and that gives really inconsistent carbonation levels, So it's real quick, but as you can see, huge head on it. It looks, holy shit, good head retention, right? But it's just overcarbed right now. So I have it on a real low serving pressure. So I'll just let that sit, keep burping, and it'll finally equal out. And then tomorrow, probably when I'm putting this video up and editing, it'll be perfect. So let me show you. There's some condensation on the glass because this thing was cold crashed. So when I put the gelatin in, it was super clear, and then when you shake carb it, or whatever you call it, force carving like that, it's gonna get a little bit foggier. So I'm still getting that, but guys, look at that. It is just clear. And I wish I would have recorded what it looked like when I was sampling it before. It was just so cloudy, and now it's nice and clear. So super psyched about this. I don't know if you can tell. I'm so happy. So let me show you one more finger test. There you go. Very clear, very clear. So the nice thing about gelatin is if you're crash cooling it, bringing it to the low temps, all that chill haze is going to form. And when that chill haze forms and the yeast is dropping out, you throw the gelatin, it's going to take all of that down. So probably within 1 week, this is going to be commercial quality clear. Really, it's getting there. It's really the clearest beer I've had on tap. That IPA I did have it, that kind of funky IPA was clear right at the end, but this is going to be super clear. So I'll give you updates on it every week. But let me give you a smell. And the smell out of, when I was trying it before, it was super fruity, and it was estery, infected. Most people wouldn't think infected when they think estery, but I was looking online. People are saying that could be an infection. But now when I'm selling this, it does have esters. There's no doubting that. But with a beer this cream ale this clean, this low malt profile, no hops, is going to have esters unless you really, I could have let it sit in lager for a long time, and maybe those would have dropped. But I'm really liking the ester profile on this. It's not, in your face, but it's there, and it smells. I can smell the corn. I can smell malt. It's a really good smell. If you guys have ever had Spotted Cow, which is a cream ale, it's reminiscent of that, but a little sweeter. So, but it's got to condition a little bit, obviously. So I'll show you that the head's dying down. So let me give you a taste. And the taste is beautiful. Because when I drink an ale like this, super drinkable, even though it's 6%. I didn't mean for it to be that high, but super drinkable, light. It's got an ester profile that's sweet enough and fruity enough, but it's still got the clean tasting lager-like characteristics. I mean, I'm just not a big fan of lagers, so it's got enough oomph to it, but it's still clean. And I think if I were to give this to my dad, he would drink it. I mean, it's very tasty. And if I were patient enough to leave this in the keg for a month, I bet it'd just be it would get more crisp. So let me show you. Is there any lacing? Not a whole lot. But yeah, I'm super impressed, guys. It went from brewing this to being super excited, all the cold break material, I thought, super clear, to nothing would drop out, thought it was infected, to now kegging it and tasting it and being wowed by it. And that's what I love about homebrewing. I mean, it's a whirlwind. I don't know if anyone else is obsessed and crazy about, and just crazy anal about their homebrew. I am. And this is something that I'm going to be excited to show off. So when I go down to the cities this weekend, I'm going to pour this into a growler, pour not a full growler, but a half growler or something, and bring it down, and we'll drink it on Friday night, and I'll be proud of it. So cheers to that. So really, I just want that to be it. I thought this could be short, and it's going to end up being probably 10 minutes anyway, but just rambling on, drunk rambling guy. But cheers to all you guys. Appreciate your views, your comments. My subscriber list is growing, not growing as fast as it was, but it's growing. So I'm really appreciative of it. God bless, guys. Cheers. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, and I can't say go Pat go, so go Pats go.